going on, dudes and dudettes? Yes, as you can tell, chopped it all off. Been growing it since pretty much November, but either way, I did end up, as you can see, some of those pictures I'm putting in right now, having a mullet. Went out to do some grocery shopping, but of course had to cut it off because was fighting off both women and men while I was out there. So yes, for my girlfriend's sake, for your daughter's sake, I ended up chopping it all off. So yes, as you can tell, pretty much nothing left, and it feels a lot better, a lot more cooler now that it's getting warmer here in Southern California. But speaking of Southern California, yes, USC did end up picking up a big-time commitment in four-star local guy from Oaks Christian, an edge player in Hayden Lowe. Obviously, some people thought maybe USC was like a little bit behind and not leading and getting a guy like Lowe, but I guess he already canceled his trip up to Oregon, if I'm not mistaken, so he looks like he's pretty much 100% committed after switching. So I think he was supposed to visit USC later, but USC said, nah, like, come here now, and we'll see what we can do. And then, of course, he ends up committing over the weekend, which was nice, because it was a big-time weekend, and hearing a lot of praise from the coaching staff and recruiting and all this stuff from big-time players, but still waiting on at least 2 more commitments that were supposedly said by the USC social media team and Lincoln Riley. But go through some of the guys who have been saying some good stuff about USC since the weekend. Obviously, there was that wide receiver, the 4-star Dalen McCutcheon, a 4-star linebacker in Max Granville, 4-star wide receiver Andrew Marsh, a 2025 Florida defensive lineman Randy Adirica, 4-star wide receiver Corey Sims, and the 4-star linebacker Noah McHale as well. Says some nice stuff. And I think even Scott Schrader, who follows USC pretty closely on the recruiting trail, did say that USC is pretty close to landing another 5-star, which was nice because obviously the only 5 stars I can remember that were there this weekend were Dorian Brew, the cornerback, Justin Hill, the defensive lineman. So yeah, a couple guys out there that maybe one of those silent commitments is to USC, but definitely looking forward to seeing who it ends up being, because I believe there were a couple guys too. The offensive lineman Nick Brooks, he's a 4-star, and then also a 3-star defensive lineman Floyd Boucard from the state of Florida, I believe. Those might be some guys, because I think he mentioned them when he was being interviewed by On3 early Sunday morning, and he mentioned those 2 as guys that maybe a couple of those other silent commitments are going to be committing soon to USC. And even while on the visit over the weekend, Boucard was already getting crystal balled to USC by some of the people in the industry. So yeah, he's a 3-star, but he's young to the game of football. I believe he's from Canada, hasn't been playing very long down there in Florida, but he's already very twitchy, fast guy on that defensive line. And if you give him another senior season like how he is going to, I'm pretty sure he'll be a 4-star and very highly coveted as well, but hoping he does stick with that commitment. Like I said, hopefully he does end up committing to USC, but hopefully he sticks with it because everybody is going to be after him. So yeah, that was a little bit of an update on the recruiting front, and hopefully we'll hear some good news pretty soon. That's why I waited another day. I didn't have a video Monday just because I was hoping to be able to talk about another commitment, but I guess we're having to wait and see. And ESPN recently put out a draft sleepers list when it comes to next year's NFL draft, and USC transfer running back Woody Marks was on there as one of the sleeper picks. So he's probably not going to be selected high in the draft in the first half, but he is going to be one of the better players. According to them, he'll be able to produce for whichever team he ends up getting drafted later, which is cool, but I think he's going to have a pretty big year for USC, so hopefully he won't be a sleeper and will be one of the top 5 guys out there, because even Marshawn Lloyd wasn't considered a top guy overall, and then I think he was like, the 2nd or 3rd running back drafted in the NFL this last one, so that was pretty cool for him. And then PFF put out some of the top returning defensive tackles in the Big Ten Conference, and USC's transfer defensive tackle from Wyoming, Gavin Meyer, was number 7 on that list, so that's pretty cool. It does suck because there was no one else that was USC on that list when it comes to returning guys, but they did lose some pretty good guys and to the portal too. But yes, they did pick up a pretty nice one. So yes, hoping that Gavin Meyer is able to help out that defensive line for USC. And yes, kind of also trying to deal with the outcome of what UConn head coach, who is now still UConn's head coach, Dan Hurley, decided to do over the weekend, which was not become the Lakers head coach, but stay at UConn to try to three-peat. Apparently, I think I mentioned that before, like, it's a possibility that he would not accept the deal just because he wants to be able to try to make history there. But I'm hearing some of the stuff, like some of the offers that were given to him by the Lakers. I think it was like a 6-year, $70 million deal, which is good technically, but I guess when you consider all the taxes and stuff, it kind of didn't really make a difference compared to what he's getting paid kind of like right now. I mean, they had the years that he wanted, but I guess he wanted a bit more money to say yes, and I don't know, it just sucks because if this is like a ploy by both him and ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, which apparently is a good friend of the Hurley family because I believe he wrote a book about them some odd years ago. So I don't know if he broke this news that all of a sudden came out middle of the last week, and then, yeah, it's like Lakers are pushing hard to get him, but then they don't get him, but then he's going to get an even bigger extension and contract from UConn just to help out his buddies, and that's going to be kind of sucky because then now it looks bad on guys like J.J. Redick and James Borrego, who were some of the top running candidates for the Lakers job, and now they're kind of looked at as if, like, yeah, they're the second fiddle, they're the second choice, and even maybe now they're going to ask for more money, which is going to hurt the Lakers too in the long run if they're not good enough coaches too. But I don't know. We'll see where they go from here. And I think even Jay Wright, who is an ex-Villanova head coach who I think he did enter retirement the past couple of seasons, but I don't know if he wants to come back and coach the freaking Lakers. So that would be pretty crazy. But yeah, I guess 6 years, $70 million, that's pretty low ball. If they want their guy, they probably had to be closer. Because I think I was going to talk about, someone was talking about an offer of 6 years, $100-something million. And if it was $70 million, that's not even close to the $100 million. So, yeah, like I said, I don't know where they go from here, but looks like it's going to be pretty interesting to see if it's going to be Redick or James Borrego, who I think Borrego is maybe looking to be the Cleveland Cavaliers head coach too now, and then obviously Redick is still busy with the finals coverage for ESPN, but I don't know, he's kind of building up an empire, a podcast empire, and doing all this stuff. So I don't know if he wants to end that now while it's still going hot, and him doing a lot of stuff too for that. So who knows, they might end up going with someone out of left field just to have a filler in for their next head coach. But yeah, that Hurley not taking the Lakers job kind of felt a little dirty because it was a very good candidate for the Lakers head coaching job, and then all of a sudden it's taken away in less than a week. So yeah, it does suck. Kind of feels like there was something more behind the scenes there. But if the Lakers really wanted him, they should have jumped up that number of millions of dollars per year if they really wanted him. But who knows what's really happening behind the scenes. So yes, thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.